Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominic Sicali. I want to thank everybody for all the love and support we're constantly receiving. And today's show is going to be a little different. I want to bounce around a little bit just to change things up. So I'm going to start right now. Is there any questions, Maddie?
Yes.
Before I go into my stories? Go ahead.
Bill said, "Hi Dom, what was the good parts of the life? Can you walk away or can you only do it through cooperation?"
Great question. Good parts of the life is when people know you straightened out, you get those little accolades. And one of them, like if I'm sitting in a nightclub and a made member, say in the Bonanno crime family, they know I'm a captain, they come walking in. There might be 4 or 5 other guys who are under me in ranking. They could be soldiers, they could be associates. But when that other made guy comes walking into the place, he'll actually traditionally he's supposed to bypass everybody else and come to me first to greet me. It's a sign of respect. And then even going to different clubs and everything, you get right in places. People know who you are. They look out. They attend to you much like you're a celebrity. And then can you walk away from the life? Obviously, this day and age, it's totally different, yes. But back in a long time ago, you couldn't walk away from the life. The only way you could walk away from the life is either cooperate or be killed. And that was it.
Mark Encinas. Dom, what happened to your grandfather after he divorced your grandmother?
Oh, he was a happy person. Nothing. He remarried and was living in Georgia. So, and we're talking about the Sicali side of the family. It's my father's father and mother. So, yeah, that was the biggest mistake of his life because they sold the private sanitation business they had back in the early 70s, where they got over $1 million for it. And, it's just sad that broke up the whole family. But, it was his choice, and I guess it made him happy at that time. So,
Bella never knows. Bella one never knows. Good afternoon, everyone. Dom, do you have a book coming out soon?
Actually, Bella, yes. It's called The Perfect Crime Family. It's in editing right now, and it should be out real soon. So, it will be out, I think about 430 or 440 pages. So, and it's an interesting book. I'm sure people will like it. And then I have a few more in the works that will be coming out behind it.
So, Codfather Callie has 2 comments. I wonder if Dom ever gives out shots of vodka as part of his marketing campaign. And then again, he writes, free of charge, of course.
Absolutely. We donate when we go out. We have tastings so people could taste it. And then there's even times where we're not doing tastings. I'm at a bar or restaurant and sitting at the bar and people may order Tito's. And I'm like, do me a favor, you like vodka? Yeah, that's all I drink. Try this. I'll get the bartender to give them a shot, chilled up. They'll sip it straight, and I've never heard anybody say, I really don't care for it, it's not good. A lot of people say, where can I buy it? So with that, we'll go to egvodka.com. We just signed the contract. We will be in 44 states, and the link to the website, the new website, should be up and running by sometime the middle of next week. So you'll be able to order it 44 states. And then we're working out some type of subscription where you're getting a discounted rate. You get a bottle a month or 2 bottles a month, whatever you want. It'll be shipped every month to you. And it'll be a really discounted rate. So it's 100% organic, gluten-free. You'll love the vodka. It's really, really good. Also, for you men out there who actually lost a lot because of your age, go to themanshot.com, erectile dysfunction, and you'll feel young again. Just fill out the questionnaire form. The doctor will get in touch with you, and everything's private. Nobody even has to know. Even when you receive your order, the man shot, everything's discreet. Nobody will know what's in the package. You'll be the only one to know, and you'll be performing again as if you were 18 years old. So with that, I'm going to go into the first part of the story. We'll take more questions, but I'm sure they want to hear a story. You're laughing. Go ahead, Kerry. Let's hear it.
No, that's okay.
Because Kerry's a pain in my ass. Like,
Good.
oh, you're not good.
Common Sense wants to know, do you think Anna was drinking E.G. vodka when she slept with Sammy?
Oh, shit. She would need more than E.G. vodka to sleep with him. No, but to each his own. If that's what she likes, that's what she wanted to do. And who knows? I don't know. Did he have E.G. vodka? Yeah, he might have had. I think he did have it because we were in Arizona. So I'm sure they probably killed the whole damn case. But to each his own.
And just to follow up on the EG vodka, we've had a lot, it's going soon into many hotels. We've done events and...
That's right. Even in Orlando, the Sheraton Hotel. So when you go to, if you're staying at a hotel in Orlando, the Sheraton, where else?
There's several ones.
We're in the Marriott.
Yeah.
We're in the JW.
It's a premium quality vodka that the bar
yeah.
managers definitely want them in
As
there.
for EG, it's really good. Gaylord Palms too, right? I think the one we're entertaining. They're entertaining us to put it in.
Yeah, we're working on quite a few.
So yeah, when you're in Orlando, staying in one of the hotels, always ask for EG vodka. Tell them you know the owner, me, and they'll probably upcharge you for that one. But we'll go into a story now. Okay. First off, let's touch the topic with Joey Merlino. Really, a lot of people are shocked that he's even on the internet. And I said, you know what? I thought it was a smart move. If he was coming out with his advice on sports betting picks, great move. But now I heard Joey turn around and say, well, I'm going to expose the government, the rats. Joey, if you're listening, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you really? It's one thing exposing the rats. Go ahead. Expose everybody, myself included. But you're going to attack the government? You have no win, pal, with the government. You should know better. Why? You got away. You should be doing life in prison. You got lucky. You beat your cases. Don't throw it in their face. You're picking a fight you can't win. Smarten up. I thought you were smarter than that. Leave the government out of it. If you want to attack the rats, myself included, come at us. Attack me. I'm cool with that. But also, you know what's funny? Another Bonanno, who's an associate, Chris Picello. Joey, he punked you out. The Miami Arena, courtside, years ago. I heard you had something to say to him, and he stepped to you. And you punked out. You walked away. What happened? What happened? Don't portray you're a tough guy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I know Chris is a tough guy. And I know Chris would have left you there on the floor. So, watch who you go at. And if you're going to act like that tough guy to go after rats, you should back it up. You should definitely back it up. So, but always be humble and be grateful you beat your cases. So otherwise you'll be doing life in prison. If you want to throw it in the government's face, good luck to you, pal. That's the most stupidest move you could ever do in life. For what? Views? For notoriety on the internet? You really are a fucking idiot then, if you're going to do that. But to each his own. Wish you the best success with your channel. And just be careful. Messing with the government, you will get burnt. That's for sure. Now we'll go into Sammy the Snake Gravano and his son Gerard. What? That's what he is. He's a snake. I'm sorry. I know. But there was an incident with Lee Cole and him. Lee went out there, located him, tried to interview him. And Sammy was engaging. Went back and forth respectfully. Then all of a sudden, Sammy's son stepped closer. And it looked like we couldn't see anything, but he wound up putting his hands on Lee Cole. Folks, that is the most cowardice move I could ever think of. Number one, they both knew who Lee Cole was and know what he is from the internet. Not one time did Lee portray any signs of aggression or use any profanity. And for this kid to swing on an old man, that's disgraceful, bullying. So I would love the fact if I ever went back out there and I say, hey, Sammy, and that was me out of a car, I bet you that punk would run inside. See, that's what I hate. That's what I don't like. Bullies like that. You're going to swing on an old man? Not good. Not good. So, Sammy, you should control your kid. Well, I doubt, I'm not even going to go into it, but it's fucking disgraceful what happened. Because everybody's entitled. And you know what? I agree, because I went back and forth with Jeff, and Jeff is like, well, you know, you don't go to somebody's house. I'm like, that's his place of business. So he lives there, but that's still his place of business. So what he should have did was waited till Sammy went to the shower at LA Fitness or one of the gyms where he showers, and that's where Lee should have questioned him while he's coming out of the shower at the gym. But other than that, it's just, I think that was a bad move on their part. But to each his own. Lee should have expected that and should have been more prepared. But that was a smart move. Had everybody watching it, that's for sure. So now we'll go into the next part with the Genovese crime family. I remember when I was younger, this is before I was straightened out, there was Artie Negro, who at one time towards the end, after I got straightened out, they had him as acting boss. Artie was really just a loud, in my opinion, from what I saw of him, knew of him, just a loudmouth. And I remember there's a club, a social club on Wilkerson and Westchester Avenue. And that's Vinny's social club. But Vinny was going back and forth with the Genovese. They were claiming it was their club. Vinny said no. And at the end of the day, after that sit down, and I'll go into maybe next week with that sit down, that story, Vinny wound up prevailing, taking the club. And one day, Anthony Donato goes in. Anthony Donato just became a friend. Artie had met him as a friend. So we walk in there, and Anthony's speaking with Artie. And I was standing there. Actually, Anthony and I were together. Artie came up. And don't get me wrong, I never met Artie, so I could have got away with whatever I want. I knew he was straightened out, but I could always say I didn't know. And I think Ralphie Balsamo was there at the time. He wasn't straightened out. A few more younger kids. And they're all in the club, and Artie and Anthony, they're talking, and I'm standing there. They started the conversation. So then Artie looks at me, hey you, get out of here. I said, excuse me? He says, you heard me, get out of here. I said, who the fuck are you talking to? My next word after excuse me. He said, I'm talking to you, get out of here, I'm talking to my friend. So I said, let me tell you something. Only one person could tell me to leave this spot. And you're not that person. And all due respect, Anthony can't tell me shit. So he turns to Anthony, he says, Anthony, tell him to get out of here. Anthony looks at him and says, Artie, I can't tell Dominic what to do. He's his own man. And with that, he looked at me, glad. I'm like, you have no win here. So whatever you want to do, make your move. And I saw Ralphie Balsamo, like he stepped up, but he's staying back. So he knows I'll clean his clock real quick. Because I really never cared for him. To me, he's just one of those guys who just want to dress the part, talk the talk, and not walk the walk. But he just remained quiet. And then the end results, Artie put his tail between his legs and told Anthony, well, I'm done. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. All right. And as he said that, I turned around. Anthony shook his head. I said, well, have a nice day. And he walked away steaming mad. And later on, we go see Vinny. Anthony's telling him. Vinny looks at me. Vinny said, good boy. I'm glad you did that. Fuck them. And that's just the way Vinny was. Like, now, if he would have spoke to me respectfully, hey, Don, he knew my name. He said, hey, you. If he would have said, Dom, do you mind doing me a favor? Anthony, can we have this conversation privately? Dom, no disrespect. I want to speak to my friend privately. Could you give us a minute? I would say, absolutely, excuse me, and I would excuse myself. But when somebody comes at you aggressively trying to demean you or put you down because you're not straightened out, you're not a friend, or they have a higher ranking than you, no, you're not going to be disrespectful to me. I don't care who it is. And that's the way I always carried myself. Then the last story for today, I'm going to save it. We're going to take some more questions, and then I'll tell you the last one about a hit we were doing. And I didn't even mention this to the government. This was so old, and I forgot about it during my things. But stay tuned for this one. This is a hit that we were going to do, and it's just comical. And it was right after I got shot. So stay tuned. There'll be more later on in the show. We'll go over that one.
All right, so I'm going to try to go in order here as best as I can. Timothy Sullivan, hi Dom. I have recently had some conversations with New Yorker transplants wanting to move back to New York. They are homesick. I tell them Florida gets some taking used to. What's your take?
I love it down here. I see a lot of New Yorkers here. We have a lot of people from New York here. I mean, from the Giannini crew to people in my crew, my former crew and my former life. We all hooked up, part of the Sicali family. So, I mean, it's just amazing. I like it. It's a little bit slower pace, but I don't care for Miami too much. A lot of fake people, too flashy, too fast. So where I'm living, it's just nice, peaceful, calm, and I guess as you get older, it's different. You try to settle down. And when I do go back to New York, the neighborhood, it's not where it once was. So really, I'm glad I did make my move.
Yeah, but how did you get used to it? Like from the pace.
There's nothing
down?
to get used to. I came out of jail. I'm older. And it's just a different lifestyle. It's more clean. It's not as filthy. It's not the hustle and bustle. It's nicer here. That's it. I just you acclimate. That's basically it.
Well, my advice would be, because I came down as well, and family members, get involved in things, get involved with clubs and events and the chamber, so that you're busy, because that's the life up there. You're busy down here.
Yeah, but they're talking in the street life. It's totally different. Nobody's getting involved in chambers and business. Other than business, whatever business they're running. So they're talking about going out. There's still a nightlife. It's not like New York, nowhere near it. But, as you get older in life, you do tend to slow down. There was a point in my life when I was in the life, I was out 5-6 nights a week, drinking, partying, hanging out, night after night after night. And just, it takes a toll on you, where after a while, when you get up there in age, you calm down. That's why even you have to go get the man shot. So go to manshot.com and get your erectile dysfunction. Kerry loves it. He's like, oh my God, Dom, I was with 3 girls last night. I had a party. He has the stripper pole in his room with the DJ equipment. He has the girls DJing. The boobs bouncing up and down, he's telling me. And Kerry's a pisser. So
donation from Dean.
Kerry's turning red.
And he didn't deny it.
He didn't deny any of that, folks. So Kerry's a freak.
No, he's not. He's enjoying his life.
Good. Thank you, Dean, for the donation.
Dom, did Vinny have any business with Sammy? And what did he think of Sammy?
No, he had no business with Sammy that I was aware of. I think different errors. I thought Sammy's a punk, a rat. Like, just the way you probably think of me right now. Just a punk and a rat for cooperating.
Sullivan from... good evening, Dom, from Ireland.
Ireland in the house.
Michael Campbell Jr. Dom, love your show. Do you know Johnny T. Tortora from Yonkers?
No, I don't. Not off the top of my head. No, sorry about that.
Bella, what are the different levels in prison system? I heard you talk last time about FCI or FC1? FCI, and then low-level institutions.
Okay. You have 4 different levels. You have a camp, which there is no perimeter fence. You could basically walk out. They have the campers working in the community, in the towns. where they go themselves. They're not supervised by any law enforcement. The lowest security you could have. So that's the camp. You have a low institution where you have a perimeter fence. And I would say 90% or maybe 100% of the low institutions, all the rooms are dormitories. So basically like army barracks, are dormitories. That's how everybody lives. And the cops there are extremely, extremely petty. I mean, really petty. They get on you for bullshit. Like, it's ridiculous. But I was never in a low institution. FCI, you have more than one perimeter fences, and you'll house anywhere from high security inmates to low security inmates. And they're not as petty in an FCI because you have a lot of lifers also in the FCIs where it could be more dangerous, where you might have a piping or a stabbing in the FCI. Very rare to have a killing in an FCI, but they happen. And then you have the penitentiary, which is the highest security. Some of them has a wall around the perimeter. Some of them maybe 3 or 4 fences. I think Colorado's underground. And that's the highest security. Majority of people are lifers. That's where I started, in Lewisburg Penitentiary with a 10-year bid. That's how much violence I had in my jacket, where they threw me over there with lifers. And the year I was in Lewisburg, there was close to about 10 killings that year inside the institution. There was a piping or a stabbing almost every day. A lot of violence, a lot of bloodshed, a lot of people getting high doing drugs in there. I would say at that time there was about 80% that were drug addicts, heroin addicts. It was really bad. But, these are lifers that never going home. And that was their escape out of reality doing that. So those are 4 different levels you could be in the federal system.
Dominic, hello. This is from Stefan Codes. If a boss comes into prison and someone presses them, does the boss have to fight like everyone else? Or would a younger Merlino step up and take the fight for the boss?
We would take the fight for anybody, not even a boss. Anybody older. There was a guy, Tony Libator, and I think Tony was out of, I want to say Ohio, I think, or Detroit. I'm really not sure. Maybe Ohio. He was a boss. Old man, he was going senile, and everybody loved him. I mean, from blacks to Hispanics, and then these out people, Italian, but nobody would ever mess with Tony. And there was a few times you get somebody young being disrespectful. I saw some blacks even go up to him. Yo, leave that fucking old man alone. They'll step hard. So, and there's times where you just have knuckleheads, but bosses will fight. Like Vinny, go in a drop of a dime. You have Michael Knowles, who'll probably act like a tough guy, but once you crack him, he'll bitch up. That's just the way he is. But always the younger guys, the prisons I was in, the way I acted, always stuck up for my older guys, and I'd be the first one to go if somebody got disrespectful.
Hugo Williams, any stories about Johnny Spirito?
Yes, we do have him. You know what? If you remind me, we'll go into next week with one where it's about a firebombing way back in the day. I was a kid too. I was maybe 17, 18. Of course, he was much older. So wait till you hear that story.
Lee Montoya, Dom, I was thinking you said Sammy's story about the Odin tattoo was sketchy. If it wasn't true, we would have heard about it from the ABs, don't you think?
What AB? You get ABs out there that they're not rats. They're not going to go on YouTube, just like the mafia. Except what Joey's doing is unprecedented. But you tell me, Sammy was in the witness protection program. So who gave him the okay? Whitey Bulger went into the prison system. What did they do to Whitey when they put him in a penitentiary? They killed him immediately. Not the ABs, allegedly Italians, but we don't know who did it. It's all alleged, but they killed him. They beat him to death. So you mean to tell me you have ABs, one of the most ruthless, deadliest prison gangs. They're going to go to Sammy the Rat and tell him, yes, put Odin on your body. Sammy makes up stories, just like he's talking about now JFK, it was the CIA, it was the DEA, the BBA, the 22A. Sammy has no fucking clue. Zero. Just like Hoffa, he has no clue. It's just he wants to make it just to keep people interested, so he'll embellish. He probably takes a few mushrooms, goes on his trips, fantasies. Probably peyote since he's out in Arizona. And I'll tell you guys a mushroom story later too. But Sammy's just out of his mind, literally. And to say they told him go ahead, it might have been AB who was in witness protection that cooperated. So in my book, he's no longer an AB. Probably said, yeah, go ahead, Sammy, go ahead, put it on. But the guy's a rat. So nobody in the ABs who's a real AB is going to tell a rat to go ahead and put Odin on your body. Never going to happen. Gary?
Yes, Dom.
Lassinetti, Dom, do you ever hang out did you ever hang out in Arthur Avenue in the Bronx?
Hang out there? No, I went there on a few occasions, but I never really hung out. The only time I was out there, I think it was when they had the feast over there. Maybe once or twice, but that wasn't my stomping grounds.
Do you have any stories about Jackson Heights, Queens?
Jackson Heights, Queens? Absolutely not. No, I don't. Sorry.
Hummer, Bobby Hummer, did Kevin Kelly ever speak of the Westies? He ever tell you any good stories about them that come to mind?
No, not really. I think it was Coonan. He loved him. That was the top guy. Just Kevin's solid guy till this day, from what I know, what I hear. Just minding his own business, doing the right thing, working and staying out of trouble. But Kevin, great guy, always a man's man. And he was the type of guy, anytime I had any beef with anybody, I'm not the type to ask. And people, if you know Kevin, ask him. He'll tell you. He'll probably say, I'm disappointed Dominic ratted. He's a rat. But he'll tell you, Dominic was no slouch. He was not a punk. He never went to us for help, never went to his own for help. He handled it, but we heard it, and we got his back all the time. So, but great guy. Love Kevin. Stay out there, Kevin, if you're listening. Stay out of trouble. You don't need the bullshit, as you well know.
Cornbread, Dom, I'm glad you finally explained how rampant racism is among the most Brooklyn wise guys. John Jr.'s daughter showed who they really are regarding the Mayweather-John third exhibition fight.
Yeah, I think that was disgusting. But, and I know Floyd was just playing with the guy, with John Jr., the third. Because I think Mayweather would tear him up. You're talking a champion. That's like me going in the ring right now with Tyson. You know, probably with one hand, he'll eat me up. So it's the same thing. Mayweather's too fast. He's just outmatched, and it happens. The kid's not that good to be in Mayweather's caliber. But to act that way, you know, it was disgusting after the fight.
Pete said, Matt Gillick and Michael Sullivan, were they in the life with you, and how much?
Matthew Gillick and Michael Sullivan, we grew up together. We started out of kindergarten together. And when we started selling drugs, Michael and myself, Matt was working for us. He was like our right hand. And the three of us were, even in school, as kids, we were inseparable. After school, we were very close. We used to play in the backyard, wrestle, and just, you know, do what boys do. And we were always very, very close. I would say at one point for many years, Michael was my best friend, then Matthew. But we all lived on Mulford Avenue. They actually lived in houses across the street from one another. And then I lived in Hazel Towers up the block. But, you know, I miss those times, but I miss the times of the kids, not drug dealing. But it was nice. We did have a close friendship and bond back then. Carrie?
But I'm not making the noise.
No. You want to read something, or are you just looking pretty?
I'm reading
Carrie's thinking about the
Says,
strip
hey
pole.
Dom, You ever knock about with any of the Irish from Hell's Kitchen?
No. Few people, one or two, but I'm not going to mention names.
Darren 4C. Dom, do you still write a MC? We're only about 2 hours from each other. Would love to go writing and discuss a legit biz deal in the regenerative medicine space like nothing you've ever heard of.
Oh, definitely. We could definitely have that topic. That's what the man shot and the website's all about. Definitely. And yeah, no, I have about 2 bikes. They're different locations. My wife is looking at me like, oh, you do?
You mean a bicycle?
She's adamant she doesn't want me to get a bike. But I don't have to ride. I'll just take my bike and I can come meet you. So DM me on Instagram. Okay, Kerry.
The
Truth. Great show idea. Dominic Sikeli wearing a body cam 24/7. And we lived through his viewpoint. What a channel idea.
Oh,
what do you
very
think?
good. I like that. I could have it's called a Kerry cam and have Kerry with me. Why not? Oh, listen, Kerry breaks my balls till you have no idea what I go through with him. But I love him. Yeah, no, he's a pain in the ass. He makes me laugh, especially when he's sneaking mushrooms my way. He's just a funny bastard.
Jim Jager.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Dom, if you were part of the Genovese family, do you think that you would still be in the mafia? The Genovese family seems to have fewer internal problems than other families.
I think if Michael Knows didn't send word, tell Dominic he has nothing coming after 2 months of me being locked up, them robbing me for close to $10 million, I would have still been in the life, period. So it just got to the point I got disgusted. It wasn't about what I was facing. I definitely knew I wasn't going to get a life sentence. I figured, listen, they offered Vinny 27 years to plead out on 2 homicides, both cases. 17 and 10 years. So Vinny could have probably had that ran together. They would have probably gave me 15 or 20. We all would have took pleas to plea out. Remember, everybody involved in the murders, nobody was ratting. I'm the only one that ratted who was involved in both homicides. So at that point, I knew I wasn't facing life. I knew I wasn't facing the death penalty. It was a guy, 2 people in the life got killed. Society, they don't care. These are street guys. They're not priests or the Pope that got hurt. So with that, if there was loyalty is a 2-way street, if I was provided that and got what I received, I would have stayed faithful to the life. But again, I make no excuses, and I'm glad all this happens to put me in a better place.
Dom, why did Vinny Gorgeous hate Patty from the Bronx?
Patty tried the, Tommy Uva and his wife Rosemary. They were the Bonnie and Clyde. They were sticking up social clubs. When they got killed, Patty went and told Joe Messino that Anthony Donato did it. Then all of a sudden, Joe Messino was under the impression that Donato did it. And then Joe found out it came from John's crew. John Gotti's, the Gambinos killed him. And and they went back and forth. And John Gotti told Joe Messino, no, we definitely did it. So that's when Joe called for Anthony Donato, and Patty just fucked up. So they could have gotten Anthony Donato killed, but I think thanks to Vinny and threatening Patty behind the scenes, Patty just, I don't know what happened there, but that's why Vinny hated him so much.
Dom, you seem to be nursing.
Seeing that drink, is that EG vodka mixed with anything?
No, this is just Gatorade. I don't drink early. I really don't drink that much, but when I do drink, we have fun. We do have a lot of laughs, and I'll let loose. And my wife will be like, "You're slurring." And I'll be like, "Leave me alone." No, but we have fun. We'll shoot pool. Pool in the house. And just really a good time. Have the music going and just hang out, have a lot of laughs. And here's to everybody. Gatorade's not EG. Not yet. Too early.
Donation.
From Alexander Wilson. What was
Alexander, thank you for the donation. You have to thank people, Kerry.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What was your relationship with Vinny's son, Joseph? You wrote a letter to his sentencing judge a few years ago?
Yes, Joseph was he was a kid at the time. Joseph was always quiet to himself, really a good boy. Never in trouble, wasn't a wise ass. We used to be, and it was nice. We all had a good relation. Well, I had a good relationship with all the boys and Vinny. We'd play basketball, we'd make up teams, 2-on-2, sometimes 3-on-3, and we would have fun. But Joey was always quiet, good kid, and I felt bad when I saw he had a case on him.
Johnny Chrysostomo. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Johnny, the Greek from London. Salute, Dom. Been watching you since day one. This is my first time in the chat. Just want to say hats off for keeping it real, whoever it is. Gravano don't get a pass.
Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. No, Sammy shouldn't get a pass by anybody. And you know what? What Sammy did, trying to really throw it into my face, they came out with one of his videos, table in the back, he put on his main YouTube channel. But Sammy, I really don't give a shit. Like, YouTube is, I love the platform, I love what I'm doing, don't get me wrong, folks. But it's not the end of the world. Sammy's like in his dream world. He wants to talk about, we need him to get views, and he's worried about subs. Sammy, you need this to make a living. You need this to get out of your warehouse. Aren't you? You should be more concerned about, you have to shower at a gym. Here you say you're the podfather of the internet. You live in a fucking warehouse. You shower at a gym. No, I am going to be redundant with this. They asked, and I'm going to tell it. That's just the way it is. Podfather or what? You're the podfather of the showers? Come on, stop, enough. Anyway, aside from that, always keep it real, always speak what's on my mind, and you know, I enjoy doing this, and thank you for everybody for supporting. You know what? And hit the subscribe button. Let's show Sammy I don't need Sammy. I have enough viewers out there. People like the content. Hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anybody anything. And we got a lot of stuff coming out. Especially where Sammy did say, I'm out of the circle. There is no... Sammy, you have an imaginary circle. So you'll see the stuff we're coming out with.
Dom.
Who are your top 5 rappers, and when are you laying down some new tracks?
Maybe soon. I have some really good... I have a lot of music. So, but top 5. My man Eminem, who's crippling everybody now, destroying, coming out ripping. Drake tried going at Eminem, and oh my God, he told Drake, you better stay with Taylor Swift. And then he flushed the toilet bowl at the end. Oh man, Eminem's a beast. I like Eminem. You gotta go with 50 Cent, because mainstream he was good. Fat Joe. I would say Jay-Z, and you know what? I like T.I. He's lyrically very Ludacris too. Ludacris is up there. Ludacris, we did a show with him. Last damn show in Tampa. I spent some time with him. My event, I have pictures. I'll put them up, post them up. Guys, go to our Patreon channel, The Life of Dom Sicali. We lowered the price. I listened to everybody. I think we're at $9.99 or $10. I'm not sure. But go to our Patreon channel. You'll get special content. And then you'll see what we're talking about. So price is lowered. It's affordable. Go watch. And you'll see special content. You'll see the pictures of me and Ludacris hanging out. I had a great time with him. Great, humble man. Wish him the best. And he deserves his success.
So Xavier James said, Dom, I've been with you since day one, but now you're coming at his son with a situation that has nothing to do with you. Sammy is elderly too, and that's his father.
Absolutely, you're right. And no, the son's not innocent. The son shouldn't have interjected himself into that. And yes, I agree. If Lee Cole went at Sammy, or was aggressive, then the son should step up. The man sat in the car. The man said all he was doing, yes, I'm filming. So that gives his son the right to put his hands on him? No, I'm sorry, it doesn't. And you could say what you want. The son interjected, and the son's not selling ecstasy with Sammy. So he's a street guy. So there is no off limits. It's like not like I'm talking about a son who's in Harvard, who's an attorney, who's an accountant. What is this? Me.
Jimmy says you missed someone on the hip hop. You need to talk about Busta Rhymes. He's the godfather of hip hop.
Yes, listen. He's a beast. I gotta give it. And you know something? Should I tell them, Kerry, what we have maybe coming out?
No.
Ah, with E.G. Vodka, we have something in the works, folks.
Did you mention Tupac?
Tupac is up there. Tupac is up.
Lyrical.
No, talking about lyrics though, listen, Luda's a beast lyrically. Nobody could fuck with M. You have M, Luda, T.I. too. T.I. came up with verses that were ridiculous. Lil Wayne. You know who else?
Busta.
I like Nicki Minaj.
Not Buster.
Nicki's good. All right. But stay tuned with Busta.
Where's the one that says you forgot about Biggie Small? Oh, did you know Biggie Smalls growing up?
I didn't know him, but you know what? A dear friend of mine who I'm with today, I was with him yesterday, and Kerry was with us. I don't know if Kerry caught it. We said, Dom, when you had the rap group, I had a rap group back in the Bronx. Guy LG was one of our artists. We had LG, Donnie, Lil Cardi. We had a squad, and then 3-6 Mafia, we sat down with them as well. Our producer was Arabian Night, Q. We won Battle of the Raps in Connecticut. So, you know, we were actually moving the needle. And then, of course, I got arrested. So, but
Donation from Dean Justice.
thanks, Dean, for the donation.
Hey, Don, does Maddie make you a sandwich when you ask her? My wife throws the bread at me.
Nah, she'll make me a sandwich when I ask. I might get off your ass, make your own damn sandwich. But no, she's always cooking, cleaning. You know, doing what wives do best. You know, being a wife, cook, clean, take care of the house. She's like, no, she actually has me do. I was doing vacuuming this morning, and then the best is we have a lot of tears levels in our house. So she says, "Hey, could you vacuum for me?" I said, "Okay." You're gonna vacuum, what is it, 6-7 rooms, all downstairs, different levels. I'm like, okay, I'll vacuum. I'll do it at 4 a.m. So I'm up at 3 a.m. So I'm vacuuming the whole house. Next day, I'm supposed to do all the mopping. I don't do it. Following day, she's like, "Hey, bitch, you vacuum? Look at the corners." I'm like, "Oh, leave me alone." And it's just, that's what I go through. So it's like, please, I wish I was back in jail with the warden. She's worse than the warden at times.
Here comes the bread.
Here we go. There goes my rations. No food tonight.
I've been pretty much on my own since I was 18 until I met you. So life has taught
Yes,
me.
that's true.
Life has taught me to be independent.
That's true.
Hitman, and I didn't need to use.
A man, okay. So go ahead. You throw your
Hitman
digs out.
FW4799. If you would listen to the video again, Joey wasn't saying that he would talk about all rats. He was saying that he was going to expose the rats in his cases.
Okay, but that's okay. I'm okay. He could talk about. Listen, people, I am not like other rats, cooperators, however you want to say it. I'm okay. He could talk about me. I don't get offended. But you know why I don't get offended? I put myself out here on this platform. So you have to take the good with the bad, and I'm okay with it. Joey's entitled, and I'm not knocking. Joey, talk about us. Get the 302s. I'm good with that. I'll even go on and have a debate with you. I have nothing against you. All I said was, don't go at the government. That's the most stupidest move. So I'm actually giving him good advice. But don't portray like you're still part of the mob. That's the only thing. Because by you saying that, like, you're still part of the Philly mob as the boss. Like, if you're going to come out, come out. Come out with your sports, come out with whatever you want. But if you're going to talk about rats, then talk about a rat that backed you up, that punked you out in the Miami arena. That's what you need to talk about. Because I can have Chris Picello come on, and I'm sure Chris will tell the story. Because Chris is not a slouch. He'll go up against King Kong. He doesn't give a fuck. So that's all I'm saying.
Donation from Just Larry.
Thank you, Just Larry, for your donation.
Sorry. Dom, ever interactions with guys from what's it called? Lucchese, Syracuse, or Rochester area? As for Scammy, he's proving that he was never anyone without Gotti. No one knew him until he ratted. JG should have hit him.
Exactly. Nobody knew.
It's Utica.
Utica.
Oh, yeah.
Scammy. I like that one. And that came from my boy Michael. Scammy, he calls him. But yeah, Sam, you know what? There's people that like, you're never going to please everybody in life. There's people that like Sammy. And the people that love Sammy, who had money, they all wound up dead. Sammy killed them all. Took everything from them. And acted like, oh, they got killed. That's just Sammy. That's his style. And it is what it is. It shows his caliber. For him to do something as petty as this on YouTube, and then you hear him speak, he talks about these guys, he makes inferences, innuendos, that we need him to get views. This is not how, we have homes, Sammy. We have showers in our homes. You don't. So move on, Sammy. Get over yourself.
Quantum effect residue. Hello, Dom. Do you know Domenico Cephalou? I found out I was a distant relative of his. My grandmother's maiden name was Cephalou. I'm from New Orleans, and no one ever told me that it was a city in Sicily.
No, I didn't know him. Hey, guys, Wilfredo, did I do a story with my Uncle Luca yet? Or I just spoke about, I know I spoke about, but I didn't go into the story. My Uncle Luca left me $48 million, right?
Oh, yeah, you were
okay.
kind of went into.
Next week, remind me, I'm going to tell you about my Uncle Luca. Poor guy, man, it's not funny. Mm-hmm. Fucking died in a car crash. He died in his Ferrari in France. I was the next of kin. Thank God my aunt didn't find out. She would have fucking stepped up and took my $48 million. But I received my inheritance of $48 million from my Uncle Luca. Stay tuned with that story.
It's a great one.
It is a great one. Classic. But also, folks, we'll go into the story when I was younger. I had just gotten shot, came out of the hospital, so I'm on crutches. I got shot in my ankle. So I'm hobbling around. Steven DeLuca, same guy who took me to the cemetery, was going to kill me. We were friends at this time. Comes, picks me up. He's with Paulie Carantenuto. Another guy's with him. And he says, Dom, we have a problem. There's this guy, I forgot what happened, but he said, we're going to have to hit him. He hangs out at this bar. We're coming in. I said, all right, you have a gun? He says, yeah. Passes me over a .32 automatic. He says, Dom, it's already loaded. There's one in the chamber. Okay, thank you. Now, I have on loose-fitting sweatpants, so I put it in the sweatpants. As soon as I got out of the car, the fucking thing went right down my leg. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. I'm in the middle of Tremont Avenue, going down. I pick up the gun. Now, I left the crutches in the car, and I'm hobbling. Putting all the pressure on one foot. So right away, we walk into the bar like gangbusters. I have my hand on it now. As I'm walking, because I couldn't hold it, wrist that falling down my pants. So we go in the gangbusters, we're looking, guy's not around, nobody's there, we leave. So this was a story I forgot. This is a story, never told the government, nothing happened. So I leave, and we're hanging out, we're partying. I go home, left, I took the gun with me. Next day, I'm lying in bed. I had the gun in my drawer, got it out of the drawer, pulled it out, hit the clip comes out, and I look. There was no fucking bullets. I'm like, get the fuck out. Okay. So I pulled back the hammer. There was nothing in the chamber. I'm like, these dirty MFs. See? These dirty MFs. They gave me a gun. I don't know if they tried testing me or trying to get me killed. I'm like, look at this shit. So folks, even at that age, then I learned anytime somebody gave me a gun, always check it. The night we did the Frank Santoro hit, when Vinny gave me the 357 Magnum, first thing I did, opened it up, checked, make sure all the shells were there. And he's like, Bo, it's loaded. I say, I can see that. I know it's loaded. Just checking, making sure it works. And always making sure. So it's just a life lesson. I'm like, wow, that was effed up. But these are things you learn in life, and it's ridiculous. Like, wow. So it always sat in the back of my mind. Like, was he looking to get me killed? Here, God forbid. I can't run. It's my leg. Here I go, God forbid, there, we're having a gunfight. I'm pulling out, click, 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 standing there. It's like, fuck. So it shows you how the way people are sometimes. Any other comments?
Jari, Finland in the house.
Here's to Finland. Drink E.G. vodka.
Dom, it's hard to carry a gun when you have shorts or sweats on, isn't it?
It's not hard to carry a gun when you have shorts or sweats on because it's called a drawstring you have, right? That tie up so you can carry a gun. And especially it was a 32. So
Gardino Inc., if Lee would have rolled up on you asking about a sensitive question, how would you have handled it?
I think Sammy handled it very well. He was answering him, being nice, didn't raise his voice, told him he spoke about it. I don't know how I would have handled it, but I wouldn't have put my hands on him. Now, if somebody came to my house, it'd be a different story. I don't know how I would act, but I know I wouldn't put my hands on him. Especially, Lee didn't come off threatening in any way, shape, or form. And I've invited everybody. I'm okay, ask questions. So everybody acts different. I just don't like the fact the son... Lee wasn't threatening in any way, shape, or form. He should have never put his hands on the older guy. That's all I'm saying. But Sammy acted, listen, better than I expected.
Gennaro Boots, where is your cat?
My Fluff. She's not dead yet. She's still fighting. The vet came back. She had cancer in her mouth after 4 operations. My little gangster cat. He took half her jaw out. And he said this should be good for a while. And now the cancer came back. And he told me, he says, Dom, I could take her whole jaw, the bottom jaw out. The cat will be fine. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to put the cat through that. So right now she's slowing down with her eating. She's down to about 5.5 pounds. From 11 pounds, but she's 21 years old. Sleeps with me every night. Yesterday I was in Miami most of the day on business, and my wife even told me when I came back home, it's maybe about 10:30, 11:30 last night. How's the cat? Well, the cat didn't eat. I had to feed her with a syringe. Okay, and cat's on the bed. As soon as she saw me, my wife goes, "Look at this little fuck." Like she started running, she got peppy again, came on me, and she sleeps on me all night. Like, that's my boy. That's my dog. Literally, she's like a dog. But hopefully she'll pass in the house. I really don't want to bring her to the vet because she just gets really, really agitated. And I don't want her going out like that. So we have pain medication. So I'm just keeping her, calm where she's not in pain. But we're going to be losing her soon.
She's 21.
Yep.
And she had a good life. I've had her since she was about
she had me.
8 weeks.
You have to. That's one thing you can say.
You are a nurse.
I am on top of the animals like there's no tomorrow. I run for they're my babies.
Yep.
So I already have a memorial on this side of my body. We have Kayla, Meyer, and Holiday, all the pets.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, and I'm not putting anybody else on.
Crackers, do you have any dealings with the Tanglewood boys, and what is the story with Hippie and the Morris Park incident with Darren Mozzarella?
The Tanglewood, no, I never had any incidents with them. I knew some of them. You know, there was a lot of respect back and forth, so never any issue. With Hippie, are you talking about the guy he shot 9 times and lived? I wasn't there. I was locked up in jail. Hippie will go, don't get me wrong. He'll go. But I think he's strategic when he goes to fight. He'd be embarrassed if he got his ass kicked. I know he can't. From what I remember growing up, he wasn't good with his hands. I'm not saying he wouldn't fight. Put it this way, you have a Ralphie Balsamo who I know won't fight. Punk out. Hippie, I know will fight but can't fight, if that makes sense. And is what it is. There's no love lost between Hippie and myself. But I saw him in Morris Park. You know, I told him, let's step outside. He didn't want to step outside. So, good. That tells you.
See Brandon, and there's quite a few guys talking about your watch. Says your watch game is always on point. Should do a video showing your collection.
Thank you. I appreciate it. A few of my watches, there's a wealthy guy. Hit him up. He might buy you a watch. His name is Michael Anderson. He's in the UK. Mick, I'm sending everybody to you. Thank you, pal. I love you. That's my mate from across the pond. We are coming out there soon, Mick. Once Kayla passes, it'll give me some time. I didn't even go on my vacation. My wife went with her granddaughter. She's like, damn, I'm going. I'm not missing this trip. And I stayed with Kayla. So that's how loyal I am to the animals. But Mick, we're coming out to the UK, do a live show out there, and maybe do something. Mick owns one of the minor league football clubs out there. I think it's the Gillingham, whatever. But great guy. Love Mick. Very funny. That's my brother. Definitely my brother. So we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs with him.
Sullivan asks, how long did Whitey last in the pen? 3 days?
No, I don't even think it was a day. I don't even think he was there 24 hours. He got hit. They took him right the fuck out. And the BOP that's the BOP's fault. They should how the fudge are you going to put an 80-year-old man in a penitentiary? What type of threat is he? An FCI is more than adequate. A low institution's more than adequate. They have perimeter fences. He should have been in the witness protection program. That's what they knew it. They messed up. They killed him. They should be responsible. Next. We have any more people on?
Yeah.
We have people, but they're chatting with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. You want to wrap it up?
No, JD Madonna, love your show, Dom. Lots of new stories, and you're hilarious. Was Matty Madonna ever a good captain with successful guys under him? Or did his status just come from heroin and years of omerta?
Matty Madonna, stand-up guy. Guy give him that very book smart. The guy's a scholar, really. He's smarter than most of the lawyers out there. As far as the life, he was never a tough guy. Drug dealer. And in the life, he just has a big mouth. He wants to dictate, tell people what to do. You know, that's easy. Show me. Like Vinny would say, I'll go with you. I'll kill the guy with you. So you know if I ask you to do something, it's something I've already done. Matty's not that type of guy. Matty's not that caliber. Matty, you know, stand-up guy, can't take that away from him. But it is what it is. He's an old man now, will probably be dying in prison. And that's the life he chose. He stood true to life, and I got to give him props for that.
Roger Barker, hey Dom, love from Kentucky. And then you have MDR. Do you know about Jackson Heights, Queens? Any stories? You're getting
No, you just had that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Jackson Heights, Queens. I didn't bounce around there. So with that, we'll start wrapping it up. Right?
MDR, do you remember Chib Cha?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I do remember Jimmy Cafe. Maybe we'll tell some Jimmy Cafe stories from the Bronx. So with that, everybody, I want to thank everybody for all the love and support. Go to egvodka.com, order your vodka today. It'll be up within the next 7 days. 44 states, you'll be able to order it. Once we're running live, we're going to figure out a subscription-based plan. You have a discounted rate. It'll be cheaper than buying it in the store. Everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Love everybody. And stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming out real soon. And it'll be interesting. So, everybody, happy holidays to you too.
To your brothers.
To my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, my uncles, people that don't
tribe.
speak to me. The tribe of Quest, everybody. Wish everybody a happy evening, morning, and afternoon. Peace out.